Stop. Take a breath. Feel your heartbeat, that rhythm inside you. It's not just keeping you alive, it's the drumbeat of your destiny. Every beat is a reminder that you're here for a purpose far greater than worry. Right now, thousands of thoughts are racing through your mind about tomorrow. Bills to pay, decisions to make, changes to face. The weight of uncertainty feels heavy on your shoulders. But I'm here to tell you something that will change everything. Your future isn't a burden to carry, it's a gift waiting to be unwrapped. Look at the person sitting next to you. They're carrying the same fears you are, the same doubts, the same worries about tomorrow. But here's what most people don't realize: worry is a misuse of the most powerful tool you possess, your imagination. When I was a child, my grandmother told me something profound. She said, a bird sitting on a branch never worries about the branch breaking because its trust isn't in the branch, it's in its own wings. That wisdom holds the key to your future. Every single person who ever achieved something remarkable faced the same crossroads you're facing right now. They stood where you're standing, feeling what you're feeling. The difference, they understood that worry is interest paid on trouble before it's due. 30 years ago, it would have seemed like magic. Someone had to look beyond the worry of failure to create it. Someone had to push past the fear of criticism. Someone had to believe in possibility more than they believed in problems. Your potential is like a sleeping giant. And worry is the lullaby keeping it dormant. Every minute you spend worrying about tomorrow is a minute stolen from creating it. Every hour consumed by anxiety is an hour that could have been invested in growth. I will tell you something powerful. Success doesn't come to those who worry about the future. It comes to those who work on it. Every great achievement in human history started with someone who could have chosen worry but chose work instead. Your brain is the most sophisticated technology on earth. It can solve complex problems, create beautiful art, innovate breakthrough solutions. But when you worry, you're using this magnificent supercomputer as nothing more than a fear factory. Is that really the best use of your potential? A time when you were a child. Remember how fearless you were. Remember how you believed anything was possible. That child didn't disappear. They're still inside you, waiting for you to stop worrying and start wondering again. The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something that happens because of you. Every decision you make, every action you take, every thought you choose to focus on is creating your tomorrow. When worry knocks on your door, and it will knock, ask yourself this: has worrying ever solved anything? Has it ever made you stronger, smarter, or more prepared? No, worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do but gets you nowhere. Look at your hands for a moment. These hands can build or break, create or destroy, lift up or tear down. The choice isn't in your circumstances, it's in your control. Your hands don't know the difference between building castles and digging ditches. They just do what your mind tells them to do. Some of you are thinking, but you don't understand my situation. I hear you. Your challenges are real. Your fears are valid. Your concerns make sense. But here's what you need to understand. Worrying about these things is like trying to drive a car by looking only in the rearview mirror. Instead of asking, what if things go wrong? Start asking, what if things go right? Instead of thinking, I'm not ready, tell yourself, I'm learning and growing every day. Replace, I can't handle this with, I was born for this. Your future isn't determined by your fears. It's determined by your faith, not religious faith, but faith in yourself, faith in your abilities, faith in your potential, faith in the simple truth that you were created for more than worry. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to be a prisoner of your worries or an architect of your dreams. You can choose to let fear of the future paralyze you, or let it propel you toward growth. Think about water for a moment. When it's frozen, it's stuck, rigid, unable to move. That's what worry does to your potential. But when water flows, it can carve through mountains, create valleys, power cities, That's what happens when you replace worry with action. Your worry about the future is actually a sign of intelligence. It shows you can think ahead. Plan. Consider consequences. But like any tool, it's not about having it. It's about how you use it. A hammer can build a house or break a window. Worry can motivate growth or paralyze progress. Let me tell you about someone I know. She was a single mother with 3 kids, working 2 jobs, barely making ends meet. Every night she could have worried about tomorrow. Instead, she used that time to study, to plan, to prepare. Today, she owns a successful business and employs 20 people. The difference, she refused to let worry waste her time. Your future is like a blank canvas. Worry wants to paint it in shades of gray and black. But you have every color imaginable at your disposal. You have the power to create a masterpiece, but you've got to pick up the brush and start painting. Success isn't about having no worries, it's about not letting those worries stop you. Every successful person you admire faced uncertainty. Every achievement started with someone who could have worried but chose to work instead. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You water it, provide sunlight, and trust the process. Your dreams are like seeds. They need your attention and action, not your worry and doubt. Some of you have dreams so big they scare you. Good, big dreams should scare you a little. But let that fear excite you, not paralyze you. Let it motivate you, not stop you. Your dreams didn't find you by accident. You're capable of achieving them. Worry sees the problem. Wisdom sees the solution. Worry sees the wall. Wisdom sees the door. Worry sees the difficulty. Wisdom sees the opportunity. The choice of what you see is yours. Your past might be filled with mistakes, failures, and missed opportunities. Your future is spotless. It's pure potential. It's a clean slate waiting for you to write your story. Stop asking, why me? When challenges come, start asking what's next. Stop wondering, what if I fail? Start thinking, what if I fly? Start focusing on what could go wrong and start working on what could go right. Every expert was once a beginner. Every success story started with uncertainty. Every achievement began with someone who could have worried but chose to work instead. You're not different. You're just at a different point in your journey. Your worry about tomorrow is stealing your power today. It's robbing you of your peace, your potential, your possibilities. But here's the good news. You can take that power back right now, in this moment. All the times you worried about something that never happened, all the scenarios you played out in your mind that never came true, all the energy you wasted on problems that never materialized. Now imagine if you had used that same energy to create, to build, to grow. The future isn't a mystery to be feared. It's an opportunity to be seized. It's not a threat to hide from. It's an adventure to embrace. It's not a problem to solve. It's a possibility to create. Your potential is like a mighty river. Worry builds dams. Action breaks them. Your dreams are like stars. Worry clouds them. Action clears the sky. Your future is like a story. Worry writes tragedy. Action writes triumph. Look around this room. Every person here has the power to shape tomorrow. Every individual here has the capacity to create change. Every soul here has the ability to transform worry into wonder, fear into fuel, anxiety into action. When worry tells you you can't let your courage respond, watch me. When doubt whispers it's impossible, let your determination shout it's happening. When fear says, what if you fail? Let your faith answer, what if I succeed? Your future isn't a lottery ticket waiting to be drawn. It's not a mystery to be solved. It's not a threat to be feared. Your future is a creation, your creation. And every moment you spend worrying about it is a moment you could spend creating it. I want you to make me a promise right now. Promise yourself that from this moment forward, You'll spend less time worrying about your future and more time working on it. Promise that you'll replace fear with faith in yourself. Promise that you'll transform anxiety into action. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. It belongs to those who understand that worry is just imagination used wrongly. It belongs to those who choose to be architects of their destiny rather than victims of their fears. Your worry is like a magnifying glass. It makes small problems look big and big opportunities look impossible. But you can turn that same magnifying glass around. You can use it to focus your energy. Concentrate your efforts. Ignite your potential. Stop treating your future like a horror movie you haven't watched yet. Start treating it like a masterpiece you're creating. Stop expecting the worst and start creating the best. Stop preparing for failure and start planning for success. Every morning when the sun rises, it doesn't worry about whether it's bright enough. Every river flowing to the sea doesn't worry about finding its way. Every flower breaking through concrete doesn't worry about being strong enough. Nature teaches us that growth happens not through worry, but through consistent action. Your future is calling you to greatness. It's inviting you to step out of the shadow of worry and into the light of possibility. It's challenging you to stop being a victim of your fears and start being a victor over them. The time for worry is over. The time for work is now. The time for waiting is past. The time for action is here. Your future isn't something that happens to you. It's something that happens because of you. The stories you tell years from now, will they be stories of how worry kept you small? Or will they be stories of how courage made you strong? Will they be tales of fear or testimonies of triumph? The choice is yours, and it starts right now. Your potential is like a seed planted in fertile soil. That seed doesn't worry about whether it will rain tomorrow. It doesn't stress about whether the sun will shine. It simply grows with what it has today. And guess what? Nature always provides what that seed needs. Exactly when it needs it. The future isn't your enemy, it's your opportunity. It's not your burden, it's your blessing. It's not your problem, it's your possibility. But you've got to stop worrying about it and start working toward it. Remember this moment. Remember this decision. Your future is not something to fear, it's something to create. And you have everything you need to create something beautiful. Your dreams aren't too big, your thinking might be too small. Your goals aren't too far, your worry might be too heavy. Your potential isn't limited, your fear might be limiting you. Rise up, step forward, move ahead. Your future isn't something that happens to you, it's something that happens because of you. And it starts right now, in this moment, with this decision to stop worrying and start working. The path ahead may seem unclear, but clarity comes from movement, not meditation. The future may seem uncertain, but certainty comes from action, not anxiety. Success may seem distant, but distance is covered by steps, not by standing still. You were born for this moment. You were created for this time. You were designed for this purpose. The future isn't just coming, it's waiting. Waiting for you to stop worrying about it and start working toward it. Stand tall. Think big. Dream bigger. Your future is calling, and it's calling you to greatness. Answer that call. Step into your destiny. Create your tomorrow. Because the future isn't something to worry about. It's something to work toward. Something to create. Something to conquer. And you were born for exactly this moment. You were created for exactly this purpose. You were designed for exactly this destiny. So stand tall, step forward, and claim it. Your future is waiting, and it's going to be magnificent. Remember, The same energy you use to worry can be used to wonder. The same mind you use to fear can be used to dream. The same heart that feels anxiety can feel anticipation. The choice is yours, and the time is now. Your future is bright not because of luck, but because of you, not because of chance, but because of choice, not because of circumstances, but because of courage. Your future is bright because you have the power to make it bright. So take that first step, make that decision. Start that project, launch that dream. The future isn't coming to get you, it's coming to lift you. But only if you stop worrying about it and start working toward it. The time is now. The place is here. The person is you. Your future is waiting. And it's going to be amazing, not because of luck, but because of you. Not because of chance, but because of circumstances. But because of courage. Rise up. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Your future is calling. And it's calling you to greatness. Answer that call. Step into your destiny. Create your tomorrow. Because the future isn't something to worry about, it's something to celebrate, something to create, something to conquer. And you were born for this, you were created for this, you were designed for this. So stand tall. Step forward and claim your future. It's waiting for you. And it's going to be more magnificent than you ever dared to dream.